But let's say you're playing by yourself and you're vamping, and people are, paying attention, and they start to lose interest. Well, you want to be able to spice it up, something like. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Tyler from Tenthumbs Pro coming at you with another lesson, and today we're breaking down some Jimi Hendrix style chordal hotbox fills, alright? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the E chord bar shape in the cage system. I know that sounds like a fancy thing, but I'll explain that. And I'm going to show you how there's a major pentatonic box that's really close to that, so you can use that to create awesome chordal fills and some really cool harmony if you're playing rhythm as well. Okay, so this one, you're going to need your brain, you're going to need your attention span, you're going to need your guitar. When you have all three of those things, you can follow me on in. If you want, you can become a Patreon. You got tabs for these lessons if you follow along, or at Skype one-on-one lessons too. But if you came just because you want to play like Jimi Hendrix, that's cool. I dig it and I respect it. Grab that guitar, brain, attention span, follow me on in, and let's break this one down right now. Alright, so we are going to be getting a little Jimmy-ish today, and we are going to be working out of the E in the cage system. If that's a little confusing, we're going to be using these bar chords. Like if you were to make an A bar chord on the 5th fret, or a G bar chord on the 3rd fret, and that is really based around this E shape here. So if you know this E chord here, you're good, alright? And then we're going to be looking at how to do this stuff over a vamp, which means just playing one chord, and then I'm going to show you how to put it in a chord progression. So you can apply this to any songs that you really already know. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a G chord like this with our pointer finger, 3rd fret of the E string, our ring and our pinky fingers on the 5th fret of our A and D string, our middle finger on the 4th fret of the G string, and then our bar finishes the 3rd fret of the B and the E string. You can see that this is really just an E chord moved up. Alright, so we got a G major chord. Now, let's say I'm just going to strum through this G chord so you can get a vibe of maybe something like just a basic kind of strum. G chord is a really pretty chord. John Prine, one time he said he wants to write all his songs in G because the first time he ever heard a G chord, he said it was the prettiest thing he ever heard. But let's say you're playing by yourself and you're vamping, and people are, paying attention, and they start to lose interest. Well, you want to be able to spice it up, something like. A Jimi Hendrix style chordal fill, because essentially with the G major chord we're going to be using the G major pentatonic, and this is really cool and really easy to find, and it's transposable, so we're going to look at how to transpose it too. If I take my ring finger and move it up to the 5th fret of the E string, I can slide from 5 to 7, 5, 7, 5, 7. So that little box right there, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, is the G major pentatonic scale. So check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. We'll start with that lick, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. A basic lick with that. You can do anything you want with that. Maybe something like 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Alright, so any combination of these notes is going to work great over that G chord, and you have here on the 5th fret of the D string is the octave of the G, or the root of the scale. So that's a really good place to finish, but you're not limited to finishing there. awesome, but I'm not playing G, I'm playing A. Okay, that's cool. Let's take this G chord and da, da, da. Move it up to the 5th fret. 5, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5. And then our box won't be 5, 7, but it will rather be 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9. Same concept. In fact, the same first lick. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So it works over the A chord too. You do the B, same thing, alright? Just move that ring finger up and you already have access to that shape. So it's going to work over any chords in this shape. So you can do over vamp like we were doing earlier, but let's add it to a chord progression. Let's play something like D. Let's play D, G, A, A. So D, G, A, A. And my strum pattern is a down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. But on this last one, I'm going to replace the strum pattern with that first lick. To a chord progression as well, and it works with all the shapes. Even the E shape would be 2, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. Okay, so this works with all these bar chord shapes, and all you have to do is note, you make your bar chord, take your ring finger, move it up a string, and you're right there in that box, okay? So these are what I call Jimi Hendrix style chord fills, okay? Because you could do this in theory too. Let's say the progression that we played earlier was D, G, A. I'm going to replace the G and the A with just the fills. Check this out. D, G, A, back to D. So you can even replace the chords in the progression, especially if you're playing with a band and you have a bass and a drum and even acoustic guitar. Your responsibility isn't going to be to add some nuance. Alright? A chord, G chord, D chord. Pretty cool stuff, okay? Those are Jimi Hendrix style chord fills. I hope you dug it, and until next time. Keep on playing guitar. Let us know what you want to learn. Until next time, Tenthumbspro.com. Alright, Jimi Hendrix style hotbox chord fills. This is a big part of rhythm playing, a big part of my rhythm playing, especially if someone's playing and singing along, and I'm just trying to add to it and not take over, but you know, every guitar player wants to rip a fat, nasty solo. This is the closest thing that you can get to that, okay? Alright, Tenthumbspro.com, subscribe and learn. That's all there is to it. New guitar lessons every Monday. Happy to bring them to you, and until next time, keep on rocking and rolling. Comment below, let us know what you want to learn, and we're going to keep on teaching you. Alright, rock and roll everybody.